Today, guys, we're gonna make one of our most popular dishes here on campus, macaroni and cheese. Okay, so here we are. There's just something so comforting about this dish. It's super simple to make with just a few ingredients. You can see here we have macaroni, cheese, milk, and butter. This is gonna be a very basic, simple recipe that's a really good jumping off point for you guys. You can do lots of little minor changes. You know, if you're gluten-free, you can use gluten-free pasta. If you're vegan or follow a dairy-free diet, you can use your favorite dairy-free milk, as long as it's unsweetened. Your favorite vegan or dairy-free cheeses in here. You know, you can change around the cheese that you use. Today we're going to use a old orange cheddar, but you can use white cheddar. You could use jalapeno Havarti, Swiss. You really can, just by changing a few things, you can make a completely different dish. This is a great way to use up some extra leftovers that you have kicking around. You have some bacon lying around, throw the bacon in. You got some mushrooms or onions lying around, put them in. You know, ham, go for it. Some really upscale or umptuous flavors, right? You know, sometimes people put lobster or truffle oil on top. We're not doing that today, but these are all things that people do. So we've got our milk, we've got our macaroni. So we're gonna take our macaroni and we're gonna put it into a pot of boiling and salted water. So the reason that we salt the water is this is gonna be the only time that we're really gonna be able to add flavor to the noodles itself. It might seem like a lot of salt, but it dilutes when it's in the pot. So while our macaroni's cooking, we're gonna make our cheese sauce. So our first step, we have 3 cups of 2% milk. We're just gonna warm that up. So right here on our pound of butter, we need a 1/4 cup. Here's a little tip that you might not know about. When you open up your package of butter, it's all measured out for you. You can cut a cup, half cup, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup. If you need 2 full cups, it's a whole pound of butter. You need 3/4 of a cup. Just follow the cutting guide, and you'll have the right measurement for exactly what you need. So we're just gonna cut through. We need a 1/4 cup. Take our butter. We're just gonna dice it up quickly. It'll melt a little bit quicker in our pot. So again, if you're following a vegan or lactose-free diet, at this point you could use margarine or canola oil. So we're gonna let the butter melt. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a very classical French sauce called bechamel. It's just a basic white sauce. To make that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna melt the butter down, we're gonna add flour to it and let it cook. Once the flour butter mixture, the roux, has cooked, we're gonna add our milk to it, and we're gonna slowly add the milk to it by whisking it in. One of the big keys with this sauce to make sure that you have a nice, smooth sauce is adding the milk to the roux and having them be different temperatures. So one should be hot and one should be warm. So in this case, we're just gonna warm our milk up, but we're gonna cook our roux, so our roux is gonna be hot. And by having that temperature difference is really going to ensure that we have a nice, smooth, creamy sauce at the end. So while our macaroni's cooking, and you don't have to use macaroni, you can use any noodle that you have kicking around. It could be rigatoni and cheese or penne and cheese if you wanted. We just have to stir it constantly. And that's gonna ensure that the noodles stay separate while they're boiling and cook evenly. So sometimes you might notice that when you cook pasta, if you just throw it in the pot and walk away from it, it might all clump together. That's because you're not stirring it enough. And when you don't stir it, it might clump together and cook to the bottom of the pot. It's a big pain to clean up later on. So as you can see here, our butter is fully melted. And I'm just cooking this on medium heat right now. I'm gonna take our whisk. We're just gonna whisk our flour in. You can see here that it comes together in a nice little paste. just going to let this cook for a minute or two. And that's just going to take the raw flavor of the flour out from the roux. So we've got pasta cooking, we have milk heating up, we have our roux cooking. This would be a great time to grate your cheese. We've gone ahead and pre-grated our cheese. We'll add that in later. So we're just going to remove it from the heat for now. And we have our warmed milk. We're just going to pour this into the pot and whisking the entire time. So you don't want to fully incorporate the milk each time, because once you add the next addition of your liquid, if it's completely smooth and you start breaking it up, you'll start getting some lumps. So just off the heat still, we're just going to whisk this for about a minute to make sure that it's nice and smooth and creamy. Something important that I should mention right now, you'll notice that I'm cooking the cheese sauce in a stainless steel pot. Why we like to do that is because stainless steel is non-reactive. If you used an aluminum pot right now, you might start getting like a gray tinge to your white sauce. And it's not the most appealing. So you can see here, our sauce has come together. It's nice and smooth. We're going to turn the heat back on, just to medium right now, and we're going to let it cook for an additional 5 minutes. All right, so we're just going to check the pasta and make sure it's cooked. It looks ready to me. So depending on the noodle that you have, it's going to take anywhere from 8 to 14 minutes. So best way to check it is literally just try a piece. So I just pull the piece out. I'm gonna try it. It's nice and soft. A little bit of bite right in the center. That's what you're looking for with pasta. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes now. And you can see that our sauce is cooked out. The flour mixture has thickened up the milk. It's nice and smooth and creamy looking. So we like a real nice cheesy mac and cheese. So today we're gonna add 4 cups of cheese. The recipe is going to be in the description. Just take a look down below. You can get it there. So I've turned the heat off now. I've added the cheese. And we're just going to let the heat from the sauce melt the cheese. It's going to get nice and thick and gooey. Now if you like a creamier sauce, you can add a little bit more milk and take a little bit of cheese out. If you want it like super cheesy, I'm not saying add all the cheese in the world, but add as much cheese as you like. This is something for you to play around with. It's nice and fun. So I'm just mixing it here, and as I mix, the cheese is just melting into the sauce. Cheese is fully melted now. We're going to take our drained pasta and just add it to the sauce. Okay. We're going to season with a little bit of salt and then just mix it up. And there you have it. Our campus macaroni and cheese. Extra cheesy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like always, check out the description below for recipes and links. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification button and to get any of our future videos. Until then, please stay safe and eat well.